Our featured speaker is a dedicated medical professional who believes that many chronic and degenerative diseases can be reversed. He is the founder of Balanced Wellness Solutions. Please welcome Dr. Scott Davis.
Thank you, Clint, and it's such a privilege to be here this afternoon, sharing this great stage at West Point with such honorable notables such as Lieutenant General Russell Honore and Colonel Buzz Aldrin, and also with each of you fine men and women who are strong leaders in your communities and your towns. I also want to thank the Leadership Speakers Academy here at West Point for the opportunity to speak today about leadership in our nation's healthcare crisis. Tell me if this has ever happened to you. You get in your car, turn on the key, and it's a red light. What does it say? Check engine. Check engine. So you take your mechanic, hey man, fix the light. So he plugs in his box, shuts the light off, and you go about driving through your day. Well, you get up the next morning, get in your car and turn the key on again, and it's a red light again. So you drive back to your mechanic, man, I asked you to fix the light. Now he plugs in his box, shuts the light off. You go driving about your day. And then the next morning, when you get back in your car and turn the key on again, and that red light shows back up, do you take it back to the same mechanic? No, if you're smart, you go to AutoZone and get your own box and shut that thing off for good, right? But isn't that what we do every day? When we take the Lopressor, the Metformin, the Lipitor, to reset the number for the day. And we do that day in and day out, time after time, thinking when we're getting better, but we're not. Because you see, high cholesterol is not a Lipitor deficiency. High blood pressure is not a Lopressor deficiency, and type 2 diabetes is certainly not a Metformin deficiency. And then boom, the crisis, the heart attack, the stroke, the diagnosis, whether it's type 2 diabetes, heart disease, heart failure, high blood pressure, autoimmune chronic thyroid, any number of conditions and diseases are so prevalent in our society. It's like the man whose house is on fire. Who's he going to call? The fire department. He's going to call the fire department. And they're going to come with their axe and their picks and their hoses. They're going to tear down a little bit of his house to save it. But the next day, does he call the fire department to rebuild his home? But isn't that the approach we take when we take the acute care model and apply it to the chronic degenerative conditions so prevalent in today's country and our society? Take the example of the wilting plant. What does the wilting plant need? Water. What else? Sunlight. Plant food. I do these talks weekly, and every audience intuitively knows these are the things the wilting plant needs. And what if the neighbor across the street at night is putting some gasoline in the soil? How much water, sunlight, and plant food will overcome that? You can't do it. We all intuitively know the wilting plant, you give it what it needs, remove the interfering toxicities, and it grows. The leaves turn green, it branches out and flourishes. How did it come to be that we don't apply that same standard of care to the wilting human being? I know that's a strange analogy, isn't it? Wilting human being? But it's the human being with issues, problems, symptoms. How did it come to be that we don't give the wilting human being what he needs, remove the interfering toxicities, and give him a little time? But you see, the conditioning runs so deep with doctors and patients alike. You see, with us conventional medical professionals, if the number's high, you have to drive it down. If the number's low, you have to prop it up. If it's wet, you have to dry it. If it's dry, you have to wet it. If it itches, you put steroids on it. That's what we do. but we don't even have the fundamental question in our minds to begin to even ask why. Why does my patient have diabetes? Why is my patient's blood pressure high? Why has my patient developed cancer or vision issues? Why? I did the same thing day in and day out. The years came and went. The patients came and went. They took the medications that I prescribed, but they were not achieving the resolution they needed and deserved. So finally, after 25 years of medical practice, I examined over 100,000 patients. I finally saw the light. I was trapped in a system that did not want to change, that did not want to stop making money, and did not want to support me in doing the best that I knew how to do for my patients. You see, I went to medical school to lead my patients to better health away from disease, and I wasn't being supported by that in my profession. So while I'm thankful for my experiences as a conventional physician, I am so grateful that I have seen the light and no longer chase symptoms and manage disease with drugs, but I'm able to truly evaluate underlying causes and lead my patients to health and wellness. So if you'd like to know more about me and what I do, follow me on Facebook, Balanced Wellness Solutions, website bwsknoxville.com, that's as in Bravo Whiskey Sierra, bwsknoxville.com. Thank you.
All right! Dr. Scott Davis! All right!
Thank you.
Great job. Thank you.